You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, I'm going to do my review for the 4th episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and by far the best episode of the season. Now, we only have 2 more, which is insane because there's so much to wrap up, and it's hard to believe they're going to do it in 2 episodes, but I'm looking forward to it. You know, I was I want to say a little bit more than lukewarm about the show when it started. I didn't think it was bad. I just didn't think there was anything special about it. But the last 2 episodes have really delivered, in particular, episode 4. And in this one, we're looking for Carly, right? Sam wants to meet with Carly and have a discussion to try and quell the violence. He sees something in her that he can relate to, but he kind of wants to rein her in a little bit. And he talks in the episode about having the experience to do that, which we all know when we met him in Winter Soldier. He met Steve and he talked about how he worked and talked to veterans about trying to cope with PTSD and things of that nature. And in between that is John Walker, who I am not gonna call Captain America after what he did to that shield. Boy, let me tell you, if there's ever a time to miss the original Cap, it's now, looking at how John Walker has completely tainted the character. And then you have Zemo in the mix, who has his own agenda, which I'm sure we're going to find out fully what that is, but also still sticking with his guns in terms of not wanting super soldiers. He's very firm about that. And it's really weird because in the episode, he took exception to Steve Rogers. You know, something that I kind of didn't expect when you look back at Civil War. Maybe the character has had some, recollection, thinking back to how Steve was among all the super soldiers that Zemo has encountered, and say, you know what, okay, I'm completely against this and I'm going to stick to my convictions. But yeah, maybe Steve is the exception to the rule. So I thought that was really interesting because at that scene, he had asked Sam, hey, if you had a chance to take the serum, would you? And he said no immediately, which Zemo was pretty impressed with. And so it's kind of interesting, this whole dynamic going on with Zemo, Sam, and then you have Bucky in the mix. And we saw Bucky in the beginning of this episode and how he was kind of freed from this brainwashing that he had to deal with from Hydra all those years. And Io, looks like him and Io had some sort of relationship. Nothing romantic, of course, but it looks like she was part of helping him get through that. I'm sure there were other members of the Dora Majari that went in there, like maybe even Okoye, who's the general. But interesting that they kind of focused on Io, who was the one that actually took the chance to just say the words that trigger that Winter Soldier within Bucky. And you see the struggle that he's fighting, and it was a pretty emotional scene. I thought it was a great way to open the show, and that kind of calls back to the prior episode where AO had confronted Bucky about capturing Zemo because Zemo was free. She was very upset at him for freeing him. So there is some sort of relationship there, some sort of agreement, some sort of understanding, and I'm sure Bucky is very, very much in debt to the Wakandans for helping him get through the whole brainwashing and those key words that tend to trigger the Winter Soldier. So they have 8 hours to pretty much do what they have to do before the Dora Majari come for them. And this is kind of where the episode goes. They're looking for Carly, and she's having a funeral for like an adopted mother she had, or a mother who adopted her. And they kind of go in and they infiltrate the facility. They try to get information. Bucky and Sam are completely unsuccessful, but Turkish Delights, brought in by Zemo to the kids, gives them the information. But we also see Zemo mention to the children that the other 2 with him, Bucky and Sam, are bad people. Nevertheless, they get the information they need, and right as that happens, John Walker arrives, and then shortly thereafter, Io and the Dora Majari arrive, and all hell breaks loose, and John Walker just gets absolutely decimated. They kind of all do, even Bucky. Bucky, they're all kind of fighting, and you see that Io does this little, it looks like some sort of martial arts pressure point type deal, but it's really to kind of detach the arm from Bucky. And the fight ends, but Zemo ends up getting away. And, I'm kind of going out of order here, but just to give you an idea, because what ends up happening, probably the biggest moment in this episode that this stands above everything else because, again, there's a lot of great moments in this episode, is that after Carly kind of looked at Sam Wilson in a way that she kind of feels like he like ambushed her. Like at first they were having a good conversation. She was kind of understanding where he was coming from. It looked like it was working with him talking her down, but then John Walker, unfortunately, with his impatience, bursts in and then just kind of ruins everything. And then everybody gets separated. People are chasing people, and then Zemo shoots Carly. Carly drops the super soldier serum, which he kept well hidden in a graveyard, and he destroys all but one vial. John Walker knocks him out with the shield. He finds the vial, and then we find out later that he took it towards the end of the episode. John Walker, Sam, Bucky, they're all looking for Carly. They want to prevent the next set of violence. And in the quarrel, within all the fighting, John Walker's partner gets captured and eventually killed by Carly unintentionally. She just really knocks the crap out of him, and because he's not a super soldier and she is, she just hit him so hard that he went flying into like this marble pillar, and looks like he broke his back and his neck. And it's at this point you already know that John Walker takes the serum because he's doing things in this sequence that he wasn't doing before. He's bending large metal pipes. He's throwing the shield with such force it's getting caught in the wall. He's knocking people left and right. And he gets so infuriated with the fact, and understandably so, but because he doesn't have that level-headedness like Cap does or any of our other heroes that we know, he chases down one of the super soldiers and ironically ends up killing one of Carly's best friends. I think his name was Nico. Kills him. And it was so funny, not funny, but it was ironic because earlier in the episode, Nico was telling Carly how much he looked up to Captain America and what it meant, and that he saw Carly as another version of Captain America, only for it to turn around and actually die by the very shield that he looked up to. I mean, just great writing, very intense scenery, and a very, very violent ending, which we saw everyone just filmed Captain America killing someone, and John Walker has just tainted that shield. You guys know I'm a big Captain America fan. So to see John Walker in that uniform with that shield doing the things he's doing is a complete disgrace. It is a complete disgrace. But overall, it just made for a fantastic episode. And now I think Sam is starting to really realize that he made a huge mistake giving up that shield. And we know he's going to get it back, whether or not it happens in episode 5 or episode 6. And how they're going to stop John Walker. It looks like there's going to be a showdown between John and Sam and Bucky, because there's the mid-season trailer that came out that kind of shows them, and John's like, you don't want to do this. And John and Bucky are like, Sam and Bucky are like, yeah, we do. And it's like, whoa. But that could just be a scene where they're trying to reluctantly work together again. But whatever the case may be, the last 2 episodes have really elevated the show. It's been a good watch. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy behind it. There's a lot of things going on with the whole woke thing. And I think it had to do with the episode where the cops had stopped when Bucky and Sam were arguing. Look, I try not to look too deep into things. Not everything I see is going to be a woke message. I get it, but there's so many other good things about this show that, I don't want to, I can't sit there and just see that everything is woke. You guys know how I feel about that stuff. And whatever the case may be, I just kind of let it go in one ear and out the other and just move on from it and try to enjoy the show, because it really is a good show. And it really does have a good story to tell. And I'm looking forward to the end result. So, try not to read too much into some of the things that are happening. And just kind of ignore it. That stuff's going to be there. There's nothing we can do to stop it. I'm not saying don't talk out against it if you don't believe in it. I get that. But at this point, I am the personal belief that kind of shit is going to end eventually, one way or the other. So I'm not even going to stress it anymore. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm looking forward to episode 5. Hopefully, I can actually get a review out on time now that the Godzilla stuff is kind of slowing down. Should be able to get these episodes out after I actually watch them. So, but anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know in the comment section below, how did you feel about this 4th episode? I think it's the best episode of the 4 so far. I think the last 2 episodes have really elevated the show, and I'm looking forward to the next 2. We still don't know who the power broker is. I wanted to see if there's something going on with Agent 13, Sharon Carter, if there's a secret there that she's hiding, or if something's going on with her that we don't know about. Maybe they've been focusing us so much in other areas. Maybe there's a secret with her. What are going to be the next cameos, if any? Is there going to be a secret character? I talk like it's a game, but yeah, like a secret character coming out. We're not expecting. You've heard all these rumors about the Thunderbolts, and we've seen the Wakandans come in, which was a pleasant surprise when it happened. So lots of good stuff left, and I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, guys, that's it. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.